Anything you do, nothing happens overnight, man. It seems that way, but it's all hard work. I have been on planes, trains, and automobiles for the last 13 years, out selling the sport, getting deals done, getting doors slammed on my face. You name it, it's all happened.
Right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. It's water. It wants to move and go around stuff, you know. So for me, I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want. I just believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create. If I can put my head on it right, study it, learn the patterns, and you know, it's hard to put into words, real metaphysical, esoteric nonsense, but I feel very strongly that we are who we choose to be.
You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
Take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are and the responsibility that you're going to take yourself where you want to go. Someone said we have two primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. See, a lot of people want to exempt themselves from taking responsibility. All they want to do is talk about the problem. Every time you see them, they'll tell you their story over and over and over and over again. No. You want to take responsibility for your life. I got me here, I can get me out of this. And I'm getting out. I'm not going to be a volunteer victim.
Don't be afraid to fail, because if you're afraid to fail, then you're always holding yourself back because you're afraid that if you go all out, you may fail. Well, in weightlifting, we learned that very quickly. The only way you could break a record is if you're willing to fail. That's when you put on more weight, you try it, sometimes you would not be able to lift it, which has happened to me many times, but eventually, when you train hard enough, you will lift it. So don't be afraid to fail. I mean, how far can you fall?
You have to have the talent to be able to make something that people want. But then you also have to have the drive and the desire to, sometimes people are successful because maybe they don't have that drive, but they have someone around them who takes their raw talent and pushes them. But what you often see is when that other person steps away, their career can collapse, even though their talent may be immense.
I take it year by year. And that's what I try to tell kids. Don't move to next year too fast. Just like don't go to tomorrow too fast. Deal with today. Deal with right now. Let your years take care of your years, but go year by year, go day by day, go hour by hour, go minute by minute.
And I mean, personally, I always try to listen because maybe I'm not getting something. I always try and take everybody's, because it's important to listen to everyone, as many people as you can, and get their input. But then finally, you have to make your own decision about what you're going to do, and that's it. That's what you feel, and that's it. And that's the most important thing. I think the most important thing, because that's where the uniqueness comes in, because it's you. You've done it. It's your thing. It's not anybody else's. It's your choice.
I don't wish to alienate people here about what I'm about to say, but your destiny is in your hands. And I succeeded because I had to. No one sorted anything out for me. I didn't ask to go to any government and said, pretty please find me some work, please, and do something for me, because it was a waste of bloody time. Simply that, a waste of time. And if I was going to do something, I had to do it myself. That's it. And I would say to every one of you here, don't sit around relying upon magically some government going to create an environment that's going to make it easy for you to find work and find jobs. You've got to go out there and fight for it yourself. I'm sorry to say I can't give you any other form of advice. If you want something bad enough, you do it. And if you look at some of these wannabes that make themselves television stars or and pop stars and all that type of stuff, they have a desire to want to be famous, and they don't stop until they're recognized, and they do. And half the people that you see on television these days in the entertainment industry are those that had a determination that wanted to do it. You're going to control your destiny. I'm telling you, no one else is going to do it.
What I found out in life, as life goes on, life is about losing. As we get older, we lose our hair, we lose our teeth, we lose our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, and but it's the ones who overcome, they're lost in life and could shun away adversity and always willing to fight it. Every particular moment in life are the ones that are able to transcend and be able to spread the word to other people who's in that same particular genre as they are.
Set out these goals, and then you have long-term goals, and then you have short-term goals, and somewhere within, you find your hobbies, and then you find the things that you are interested in, which are two separate things, because what your hobbies are, what you naturally and readily go to, and what you're interested in are the things that you don't mind studying a little more and researching a little more than you would anything else. And somewhere at the 50-yard line, is what you should be doing with your life. I was lucky enough to stumble across that. I look at every opportunity as something that cements the next block in your sidewalk. And it's just important to, don't look over your shoulder every 5 minutes. If anything, just continue to stand on your tippy toes to see how far you can see and what's in the horizon.
The only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill, right? I will run.
You would not be outworked.
I will not be outworked,
right?
Period. You know, you might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, you might be sexier than me, you might be all of those things. You got it on me in 9 categories. But if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's 2 things. You're getting off first, or I'm gonna die. It's really that simple. It's such a simple, basic concept. It's the guy who is willing to hustle the most is gonna be the guy that just gets that loose ball. You know, he got 2. Ooh, God, he hustled, he grabbed that one. That was going to be out of bounds, but he saved it back in. It's like the commodity that I see the majority of people who aren't getting the places they want or aren't achieving the things that they want in this business is strictly based on hustle. It's strictly based on being outworked. It's strictly based on missing crucial opportunities. I say all the time, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
I say if you have a passion for business, you also better have a knowledge for it. And so if people want to own a business, they better have worked for somebody else for a while, and they better have an intrinsic knowledge of that industry. And so it would be like me getting into, the barber business and I never went to learn how to cut hair. I should have a knowledge. If I don't have the knowledge, then I better have a partner, or I better have a manager or a leader in place who's vested in the business, who does have a knowledge. And so 3 guys want to open up a restaurant because they think it's cool to open up a restaurant, but none of them know how to cook or wait tables. They shouldn't be in that business.
Our intention is everything. Nothing happens on this planet without it. Not one single thing has ever been accomplished without intention.
I go at business as hard as I went at the game. I study businesses and I study people as much as I studied people trying to figure out plays, So it's kind of something I told the kids yesterday, when you see transition really start to happen, when you really want to transition into something, master it. There's no limits. Don't let the world ever put limits on you. You can do anything you want to do, but make sure if you have a vision, make sure the vision is written. Make sure you have something to actually chase and not just hoping and wishing and all these different things. So I tell guys this all the time, put your plan together and then work the plan. Don't work somebody else's plan. You have to create your own brand yourself. And your brand is whatever you feel like doing, whatever your heart is passionate about, chase it.
Essentially, and I would say this to anybody, is that, it's really, it's easy to embrace hopelessness when things seem insurmountable. And yet, it's actually just a matter of time until all of the elements come together for things to be all right. I mean, I believe that, most difficult situations will resolve themselves if you are persistent and if you don't give up entirely. And that's what I never did. I never gave up.
We didn't grow up with the sense that where we were was where we were going to be. You know, we grew up with the sense that where we were almost didn't matter because we were becoming right. Something greater.
I love to win. And people that love to win, they're going to be successful. But it's okay losing sometime. You might not win all the time, because you always say tomorrow. I lost today, but tomorrow I'm going to make up for it. So be prepared to take losses in business. Be an entrepreneur. So that's the thing about it. But that one win, take away all the pain. If you're an entrepreneur and you own your own business and you run your business.
You've got to decide that the behavior pattern that you have adopted doesn't work for you. You've got to change your strategies, and changing your strategy means reinventing your life. Recreating you, and you have the power to do that. You can decide that you're going to change, that you're not going to be a wimp. You can decide that you're going to stand up to life. You can decide that I'm going to live each day as if it were my last. You have the power to make that decision. You can decide I'm going to work on myself and develop myself. I'm going to empower me. And all of these things that are happening to me right now, they're just temporary inconveniences. They're not stronger than I am. I'm in charge here.
You have to be what you're going to be. You have to fulfill your destiny. For whatever reason, this is just the way I am. I jump up and I start doing these things, and I like building things. And as a kid, I liked building things. And what I'm building now is a brand. It's a, but it is still building, and it is a compulsion. I cannot help it. It is what I do. And I've realized over time that it's also what makes me happy. That if I can't do it, I don't feel fulfilled. So it's a compulsion.
You will only ever have two choices, love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart.
First-time entrepreneurs tend to miscalculate is everything. What I mean by that is optimism has a place, but I think even more so for the first-time entrepreneur, you need to be pragmatically pessimistic. What I mean by that is you need to define all of the worst-case scenarios in terms of financial loss, time loss, etc. Look at what you will learn if that happens and accept and come to terms with that before you ever start. If you don't do that and you go straight into battling the world, trying to conquer the world with rose-colored glasses on, the first time you hit a major hiccup, you're going to become really demoralized and you will quit.
Think big, because then you're going to get big. Then you're going to go and achieve big things. That is the most important thing. We don't achieve big things by accident. So shoot for the top, shoot for the sky, shoot for the, for the stars.